welcome back to the Patrick Regan Show. Does that clear out that boy band there, Jay? A little bit?
I feel a little bit better. I'm not as close to revoking your man card as I was before.
Oh, I started off with Motley Crue. Even had some 3 Days Grace in there.
Yeah, but you took a huge step back with One Direction.
With the One Direction.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to play that. All right. Here on, we're up on the last segment here. It's going to probably be a short segment because we ran a little long in the last one. But everything here is important, so we'll try to cram this in as quickly as we can. You know, being on the radio and having a talk show, especially a political one, although I'd make the argument that this show isn't so much political as it is just a talk show featuring logic and reason, a libertarian outlook on life, an outlook through the prism of the original American values that made this country great, which is freedom and liberty for everyone, no matter what. Everyone gets the same. It's a strange concept by today's standard, but one for which we fight for each week here on the Patrick Regan Show and in the bigger picture, the whole Libertarian Lighthouse Radio Network. But being as I have a talk show, I frequently get asked, what great philosophers did I or have I read, and what, lofty libertarian writers do I study or read? And the answer is usually not what people think they'll hear or want to hear, because frequently the people asking this sort of question are the academics or the doctoral people who put a lot of stock and pride into the people under which they've studied or people whose work they've researched. What I tell them is that I haven't spent all my time reading what other people have to say about living this way, because living this way wouldn't be correct, wouldn't be the natural human way of living if I had to ask someone else how to tell me to do it. And see, I was raised to mind my own business. I guess in that sense you could be nurtured to go one way or another politically, but look at how many people have gone the opposite way their parents were thinking, just purely for rebellious reasons. And most of that's because they wanted to be more free. There don't seem to be too many children being raised who want more restrictions on how they're living. But with libertarian parents, you don't tend to run into that kind of rebellion, not as much anyway, because more is expected of you as a child. You're expected to behave as an adult at an earlier age. You're taught to take responsibility for your problems and create a solution for them, in contrast to how your government treats you, which is like cattle. All you can do is eat what they provide for you and live where they provide you shelter and do whatever your master tells you to do. And you think you have freedom, but you don't. You have a certain government-defined freedom, a heavily restricted freedom. But from inside, it sure looks like freedom because that's what you're told freedom is. But if you look at it from the outside, it bears no resemblance to freedom at all. I guess my point is that you don't have to spend all your time reading what other people have said. Use your God-given common sense. If you need help developing a more libertarian outlook on life, just listen to this radio show each week. I guarantee within a month or so, maybe even sooner, you'll intuitively know what to think about the issues that arise in the news every day. Because libertarianism is remarkably consistent. It doesn't change attitudes or positions just because the players change. The basis will always be freedom and liberty, treating adults like adults, allowing them to make their own decisions, allowing them to do what they want as long as they aren't infringing on another person's rights. It's really that simple. If someone proposes something that tramples on another human's natural rights, you oppose it. Doesn't matter who is proposing it or for what reason. War on terror, removing your freedoms? Nope. War on drugs, intruding on your privacy? Nope. Doesn't matter what the president is putting forward. We saw many Republicans gladly hand over our freedoms and liberties by signing on to the Patriot Act and the NDAA, along with all the other unconstitutional and freedom-robbing laws that were been signed by George Bush. Talked about them just last segment. We see many Democrats do the same thing under President Obama, all because their guy is doing it, essentially selling out their country, their fellow citizens, to support their team, their political party. Both sides do this, along with their media sycophants. And yes, that includes the big name talk show people and the networks, MSNBC, CNN, even Fox News does it. I had some quotes I didn't get a chance to. We had a Fox News commentator basically saying we needed more cameras in public. But both sides are hypocritical, and they're both government knows best people. But sorry to get off on tangent there. I wanted just to address that right here at the end of the show, just to let you know that you don't have to read what other people say. Just use your common sense, use your God-given common sense, because you know if it's restricting your freedom, it's wrong. All right, we're up on the end of the show here on the Patrick Reagan Show on News Talk 98.7 WOKI. Want more information about us? Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Patrick Reagan Show. Again, facebook.com/Patrick Reagan Show. Be sure and hit that like button. You can also see us on our YouTube channel, youtube.com, again, /Patrick Reagan Show. Or you can just drop us a card, a letter to the WOKI studios here on Old Kingston Pike in Knoxville, Tennessee. Thank you for listening here on our new station here in Knoxville, WOKI. And be sure to join me next Saturday afternoon at 4, where we'll be fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.
Join us again next week for a solid dose of truth on the Patrick Reagan Show.